Our next speaker was born in Maysville, Kentucky. She graduated from Lexington Catholic High School, earned her bachelor's degree at Rhodes College in Memphis, and earned a law degree from American University in Washington, D.C. She practiced law for 7 years in Lexington. She was elected Secretary of State in 2011 with the highest percentage of the vote of any Democrat running for statewide office that year. She recently announced for the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate. Maybe you received a call from her grandmother, Secretary of State Alison Lundergan Grimes.
Father Venners and St. Jerome's Parish for hosting the 133rd Annual Fancy Farm Picnic. It is great to be back here in West Kentucky. Now, I only have 6 minutes to speak today, and I got a great piece of advice from Senator Wendell Ford. He told me I could cut 2 minutes from my speech by using I instead of referring to myself as Alison Lundergan Grimes. I admit, Alison Lundergan Grimes is a long name, but where else can you find a name with 5 vowels? Because it's such a long name, my grandmother and I decided we would do something about that. With your help, Kentucky, come January 2015, you can call me Senator. This job because, unlike him, I haven't been in Washington, D.C. for 30 years. But do I really need to apologize for having more government experience than Rand Paul? Now, I know many of you had hoped to see Rand Paul here today, but he's spending this weekend with his loved ones, the Tea Party members in Iowa. Today is a really special occasion. It's not every fancy farm that the Republican nominee for United States Senate actually shows up. So please join me in giving a big rousing welcome to Bevin. Now, Senator McConnell is here too. Now, he and I do have our differences, like when he voted to double Medicare premiums. If Senator McConnell had his way, his version of Kentucky health care for our seniors, grandmother, would be to walk it off. Let's just tell it like it is. If the doctors told Senator McConnell that he had a kidney stone, he'd refuse to pass it. And that he actually stayed, because I know it has been a tough month for him. From the Republican caucus, the entire caucus going around him to accomplish filibuster reform, to Bevin's announcement to his chief of staff leaving this weekend. You know, recent polls show that Senator McConnell is the most unpopular senator amongst not just Democrats, but Republicans as well. You know what that means? After all these years, at least he's kept one campaign promise to keep both parties coming together. The truth is, there's a reason that Senator McConnell is disliked not only by the voters of Kentucky, but by the entire United States. And that's because there is a of dysfunction in Washington, D.C. And after 30 years, Senator McConnell is at the center of it. Indeed, in his quest for power, he has left Kentucky and its citizens behind. And as long as he remains in Washington, D.C., D.C. will stand for dysfunctional capital. After years of being the leader of the Republican Party, the GOP, has come to stand for gridlock, obstruction, and partisanship. It seems our senior senator only understands the meaning of one word: stop. Well, Senator, you're voting time after time against increasing the minimum wage, all the while you increase your pay and quadruple your net worth. Stops now. Senator, your empty rhetoric about fighting for Kentucky coal while you vote against its workers and their retirees stops now. And Senator, you're failing to stand up for the good women of Kentucky when you vote against the Violence Against Women's Act, the Lilly Ledbetter Act, and the Paycheck Fairness Act. Stops now. And you're failing to realize the importance of labor, that it has literally lifted millions out of poverty. Stops now. Now, the Senator and I, we have two different views of public service. As we all know, he views public service as a carnival game of whack-a-mole. Well, I will tell you, I don't scare easy, and neither does the rest of Kentucky. After 30 years of failed leadership, it's time we have a United States Senator that unites all Kentuckians, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, and helps to put Kentucky, not Washington, first. As your senator, I will continue to do what I have done as Secretary of State, and that's reach across the aisle. And I will not forget who I represent, and that is you. I will work so that every Kentucky woman gets equal pay for equal work. That's what the Kentucky women deserve, nothing less. That's what a Kentucky senator should be fighting for. I will fight to keep our jobs here and not send them overseas. That's what a Kentucky senator should be fighting for. And I believe in balancing our budget the right way, cutting spending while protecting Social Security and Medicare. That's what a Kentucky senator should be fighting for. Senator McConnell talks about Team Mitch. Well, Kentucky, I'm here to invite you to join Team Switch. Thank you. God bless each of you and the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
I can't wait till next year.